Hello everyone, I welcome you to another exciting and informative and educative episode of the Girls Table. In this episode, we're talking about electoral information dissemination on marginalized communities. As we see that as a nation, we still have a long way ensuring that people are well informed on the electoral cycle, and the introduction of digitalization has made other special communities left aside. Not everyone has the access to internet due to resources deficiency. So on this episode, I've got our guest who is an innovative, a mover, a shaker in the political circle as well. Her name is Khanyile Nkomo, a young woman passionate about politics. Khanyile, kindly introduce yourself, and I would like you to tell us more about the electoral cycle. And as a politician, do you think people from marginalized communities have full access to information?
My name is Khanyile Nkomo, and I'm a young politician from March North. I'd love to thank Paida for giving me this opportunity to come and discuss issues around the electoral process after the realization that there is still a lot that needs to be done in ensuring that each and every citizen of Zimbabwe is well informed about the process and that no one will be left behind. So now the first question that I got was, what is the electoral cycle? So now, from my own understanding, the electoral cycle is a continuous process that ensures the electoral assistance providers and the electoral are well informed about what they're supposed to do before an election, what they're supposed to do during an election, and also what they're supposed to do after an election. So now this whole process, it just involves all processes that Electoral Commission do pre, during, and also after an election.
Oh, thank you so
That's
much.
my understanding.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for such enlightenment.
Talking of marginalized communities, do all people with disabilities know about the electoral cycle?
Yes.
So with this question, I think that even some of those that live without disability,
Yes.
they are also not well versed with information in the electoral cycle. So this question should just be directed to each and every citizen, because even those who do not live with disability, they just do not have full information on the electoral process. It's just everyone that needs to be well informed about this process, because that is why later on I also say that we are yet to be civilized when it comes to dealing with political issues, especially at grassroots stages. People are yet to be well informed about this process. People are yet to get full information about this process, so that no one will be left behind.
Thank you so much. You just told us that everyone has to know more about the electoral cycle, all marginalized communities, regardless of either you have a disability or you do not have. Thank you so much, Khanyile. So moving on with our discussion, from your electoral view, did all groups of registered voters manage to cast their vote?
So now, given the challenges that marked our past election, definitely not everyone managed to cast their vote. It's not everyone who got the opportunity to cast their vote, because the main challenge that people faced was not finding their names on the voters roll.
Okay.
A lot of people could not find their names on the voters roll, and that is why they could not vote. That was the main challenge that people faced.
Okay, so not everyone managed to cast their vote because their names didn't appear on the voters registration roll. Okay, thank you so much on that one. So moving on with our discussion, right? Should politics be part of the education curriculum? If so, why then? Kindly tell us more on that one.
So So now, to some extent, I would agree that yes, politics should be part of the education curriculum.
Yes.
I mean, just like national strategic status at tertiary education levels, politics can be taught at schools, whereby we have students who are at a voting age. Though I think that what should be part of the education curriculum is civic education. That's what you should be addressing. That's what you should be advocating for. You know, with civic education, students get a chance to be taught about civic duties. They get a chance to be taught about civic responsibilities. They get a chance to be taught about their rights, and also to share critical thinking and even politicized thinking around it. So at schools, children should be allowed to have political conversations.
Thank you so much. Wow, I had no idea that can be possible. But since you actually suggested it, that it has to be done in schools, politics should be part of the school curriculum, like educational curriculum. So I guess the Minister of Sports and Culture, they should actually include this, because I'm seeing that many youths and the generation itself, this young generation, would hear full information about politics. Okay, so any comments on the electoral processes? As a politician, any comments on that one? I know you can tell us more on that one.
Lacks freedom. The electoral process lacks transparency, and there are just a lot of things which we just not feel like looking at the recent elections, whereby we had candidates paying high amounts of money. And also having those age limits, like at what age one can be an MP, at what age one can be the president. Because I really believe that as long as citizens are old enough to vote, then they should be voted for. You know, the problem that we have in Zimbabwe is that we treat this electoral process as an isolated practice, like it's something that's seasonal, yet it's something that's continuous, something that should be ongoing. You know, politics in our communities is so scary. Politics in our communities is so scared, sacred. So I really believe that we are yet to be civilized when it comes to dealing with political issues, especially at grassroots stages.
Oh, now I see. So our electoral process, the lack transparency. You said as long as a person is old enough to vote, they can also be voted for. There's no need to compare the age difference, like the ages, as you say, that others, they'll say, no, this is a young generation, this person is too young to be in this certain position. Oh, thank you so much. Just like in Culture Park, our MP that we voted for is a youth who is very vibrant, and we are looking forward to see more of him. Thank you so much for telling us all that. This dialogue on this podcast, this was such an amazing podcast. Thank you so much, Khanyile, being part of us. We can follow Khanyile Nkomo on Facebook at Nkomo Khanyile, at Twitter she's Khanyile Nkomo. Thank you so much for being part of us, and follow the Girls Table on Facebook. On Twitter is Table Girls. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity and to listen to an amazing podcast. We just had an interview, a dialogue, a podcast with Khanyile Nkomo talking about the electoral information dissemination on marginalized communities on the Girls Table. My name is Paidamoyo Dandadzi. See you next time. We'll talk again on the Girls Table. Thank you so much.